When I come into His presence, I'm so happy. When I come into Your presence, I'm so glad. In Your presence, there is anointing, and the Spirit moves around me. In Your presence, anointing grace for You. Good morning, dear sisters. Good morning, dear people of God. I welcome you to the 27th Sunday of the year, Cycle B. The first reading and the Gospel of the St. Matthew. In today's Gospel, we learn about Jesus' teaching on marriage. Jesus' teaching on indissolubility of marriage. Dear people of God, marriage is a lifelong commitment. Marriage is a sacred bond, created, established, instituted by God Himself. Marriage is a gift from God, and that it must be viewed that way, and must be respected. Now, when you listen to the gospel, the Pharisees confronted Jesus. Is it lawful to write a writ of dismissal, a writ of divorce to a woman? They were operating on the Mosaic law. And then Jesus used that opportunity immediately to correct them. He challenges their misunderstanding of the Mosaic law. And he said, Moses allowed them to write a writ of dismissal or a writ of divorce because of their hardness of heart. And he went on quickly to tell them to return to the original intent of God's creation, the original purpose of creation. And God said, man and woman were created to become one flesh. This is unity, which signifies indissolubility of marriage. So them looking and agitating and fighting for a writ of dismissal, a writ of divorce, is a contradiction and contradicts the mind of God. Dear people of God, when you read the word of God further, in verse number 9 of Mark chapter 10, he exposes the danger of infidelity. Yes, Jesus accepted the indissolubility of marriage, but he also acknowledges a single exception, which is found in verse number 9. That means adultery. Marriage is a sacred bond that must not be broken except in very rare cases. And today we are giving one of the cases: adultery, infidelity in marriage. And then he went on to expose the danger of adultery. Adultery, dear people of God, has the capacity, has the ability to tear down marriage, to tear down the marriage bond created, instituted by God. Don't take that for granted. For those who are into marriage, dear people of God, God hates divorce. God hates separation. It is because of our stubbornness of heart, because of you who are married, because of your stubbornness of heart, that Moses allowed that. And he said, this will not be so. And he went on quickly to expose the danger or the impact of adultery on the children, which most of you don't consider. Adultery, the impact of the adultery on children is, or will be that the creates room for treatment of the children, exploitation of the children. In most cases, those couples involved in marriage don't seem to consider that. If you leave your husband, who takes care of your children? If you push your wife out and you bring in another wife, how sure are you that the second wife will take care of the children coming to the first wife? So you must consider this, the impact on the children. And that is the message for you, those who are into marriage. The people of God, the text centers specifically on indissolubility of marriage, but we can contextualize it. Hear me. Poverty, chastity, obedience could be seen as a form of spiritual marriage. Get it? Poverty, chastity, obedience could be seen, these vows could be seen as a form of spiritual marriage. You create a relationship, a divine relationship, a spiritual relationship with Christ. And He wants us to be faithful, to be committed to those vows. Coming to your own congregation, you must be dedicated to the love of Christ. Hear me quickly. Adultery is a challenge in marriage. Adultery, if it is not handled well, can tear your marriage down. In the priesthood or consecrated life, adultery could be seen as spiritual infidelity. Get it? Spiritual infidelity. What do I mean by that? When you turn away from God to pursue worldly pleasures or distractions, that is spiritual adultery, spiritual infidelity. When you turn away from God and pursue worldly pleasures or distractions, maybe it involves also giving one's heart to other things or people more than God. That is spiritual infidelity. In our own context, when you turn away from God to pursue worldly things, worldly pleasures, distractions, that is spiritual infidelity. And like I said, you giving one's heart to the things of the world, or even to people, more than God. I don't have time to go further, but you know what I'm talking about. Some of us, reverend sisters and priests, are so attached to the things of the world, to people, more than God. Think about it. That can tear our relationship. That can break down our relationship with God. Adultery is a problem to marriage. Spiritual infidelity is a problem to the priesthood and the sisterhood. What about the neglect of spiritual duties? You not praying, you not meditating, you not having time to read the word of God, you not having time to pray the rosary, you not having time to come before the blessed sacrament. It's a sign of separation from that divine commitment you and I made. Create time to pray. Create time to reflect on the word of God. Read the word of God. Make the word of God your companion. Create time to come before the blessed sacrament without somebody supervising you. Let me tell you something. Providentially, I am the director of the spiritual year in our diocese, and I know what I'm talking about. I know what seminarians do. Just to pay lip service or just to please the director of the superior. But that is not spirituality. That is not your character. Your character is that who you are, even when the superior is not there. You coming here to pray on your own without being compelled to do it. That is who you are. The things you do when your superior is not there, that is who you are. And I tell my students, the things you do when I am not there, that is who you are. When you come and bow before me, you are just hypocrites and just pretending. The people of God, the neglect of prayer, the neglect of the rosary, the neglect of you having quiet time, meditation, contemplation can break your relationship with God quickly. Spiritual pride, lack of faith or loss of faith, lack of love for others. As a community, we are a family. When you don't show this love to one another, you are breaking that commitment the promise you made to God on the day of your profession, on the day of your ordination as a priest. So I pray this morning that we reflect on this message of the 27th Sunday in honoring time. May we be committed to our priestly vows, to the religious vows that yesterday we were experiencing. It's one thing to say it. It's one thing to say it. Now it's for you to live the life. Congratulations for those who were prophets yesterday. Yes. One thing is to say, I am willing, I am present, I am willing. Another thing now is to do it. You have promised commitment, total commitment to God. Each time your flesh weighs on you, return to Him. For those who are married, God hates divorce. Return back. Think of the impact of divorce on your children. When you think of that, you will always struggle to be one. I pray that we'll be one.
Welcome to Encounter TV. Featuring Reverend Father Clement Agama of the Catholic Diocese of Ogoja, Cross River State, Nigeria. Encounter God through the breaking of the word.